Hi guys, it's Ashley Produced by Ashley and Associates. Today I just wanted to talk to you all about developing relatable characters. It is so important that when you're outlining your story and you're putting your thoughts and organizing your thoughts and bringing it all together, that you really pay close attention to your characters. It's really important that a character or two or all of them are relatable to your audience in some kind of way, either with the circumstances that they're going through, either with the way they talk, with the way they carry themselves, their past background, if you're revealing that throughout your story. All of those things need to be taken into consideration when developing your character, and more so before you start to write your story, because developing your character will kind of develop the story and the obstacles and the journeys that they need to go through and overcome, based on who they are and who you've developed them to be. One of my favorite TV shows on Netflix is Lucifer. I don't know if you all have seen it. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go watch it if you are a creative writer, because they brilliantly made the villain, the bad guy, so relatable. The show is what it's about. It's Lucifer. It's the devil, and he's on Earth, and he's going through so much on Earth. And by the time I finished watching Lucifer, I had sympathy for the devil, and it was just because of the way that they made him so relatable. He didn't want to be blamed for other people's bad decisions. He was out to find the bad guys because he was helping the detective solve these cases, and he would use his power and what they made it seem like for good to bring the bad to just. It was just brilliantly wrote, and it was. I call it brilliant because who makes you have sympathy for the devil? Who does that? Someone who really, really paid attention and took the time to develop the character, to first of all figure out who their audience is, and that's another video. But once you figure out who your audience is, you should be creating to entertain and relate and draw that audience in whatever genre it is in. So I wanted to just tell you all today, even if you have already finished your script, go back over and really pay attention to each character. There should be an A and B character. If you're really good, C and maybe D character. But go back and pay attention to how you have them talking and throughout their dialogue. How are they speaking? What are their mannerisms? What are the characteristics of these characters, based on the story that you're putting together? What happened to these characters before what occurs and what we see in your film? Because as you know, each character should have a character background or a character description or a character breakdown, and that just simply tells about that specific character. So it could be Sally Sue is 22, 5'5", athletic build, comes from a rich family, has always had her way, has always gotten everything that she's wanted, beautiful, charming, very kept woman. So that's the character description of Susie Lou for your film. But in your film, Susie Lou comes up against opposition. And so because she's so used to having her way, and she's had her stuff handed to her on a silver platter, then your movie is going to be interesting to see someone of that caliber, or someone that is from a background like that, struggle. So that's why it's important that you make sure that you break your characters down and you pay attention to who they are, because that's initially what's going to be brought out in your story. That's what's going to draw us as the audience to your film,